Vox Clamantis, the crying voice or the voice crying out, is a long Latin poem written by John Gower in the late 14th century. The poem reflects Gower's deep concern about the moral and social problems of his time, especially the peasants' revolt of 1381 in England. Through allegory and moral reflection, he criticizes disorder, rebellion, and corruption while defending social stability and moral responsibility. The poem begins with the dream vision, a common literary form in medieval literature. In this dream, Gower sees a terrifying and chaotic world where ordinary people are transformed into wild animals. This transformation symbolizes the loss of reason and morality in society. The poet presents the rebellion of the peasants not as a fight for justice but as a dangerous breakdown of order. According to Gower, when people abandon discipline and moral restraint, society fails and falls into violence and chaos. A major focus of Vox Clamantis is the peasants' revolt, which Gower describes in alarming terms. He sees the rebels as destructive and irrational, guided by anger rather than justice. Gower strongly condemns their actions, blaming them for attacking authority, property, and law. Unlike writers who sympathize with the poor, Gower believes that rebellion leads only to bloodshed and suffering. For him, social harmony depends on obedience, hierarchy, and moral conduct. After describing the chaos of the revolt, the poem turns to a broader moral analysis of society. Gower criticizes people from all social classes: peasants, nobles, clergy, and rulers. He argues that corruption is not limited to one group but affects the whole nation. Greed, pride, dishonesty, and selfish ambition have weakened England's moral foundation. The clergy are attacked for hypocrisy and greed, while rulers are criticized for failing to govern wisely and justly. Gower places great importance on the role of kings and leaders. He believes that the ruler has a moral duty to guide society with wisdom, justice, and mercy. When leaders fail, disorder spreads among the people. Therefore, Gower's criticism is not only of rebellion from below, but also of negligence and corruption at the top. He calls upon rulers to reform themselves and lead by example. The poem also reflects Gower's concern with divine judgment. Social unrest and suffering are punishments sent by God for human sins. War, famine, and rebellion are signs that society has moved away from moral and religious values. Through this perspective, Gower presents history as a moral lesson rather than just a sequence of events. In the last section of Vox Clamantis, the poem becomes more reflective and instructional. Gower adapts voice of a moral teacher who wants future generations. He urges people to return to humility, obedience, and faith. Law, reason, and moral discipline are presented as essential to maintaining peace and stability. Unlike Pierce Plowman, which shows sympathy for common laborers, Vox Clamantis reflects an aristocratic point of view. Gower supports social order and fears mass rebellion. His tone is serious, pessimistic, and sometimes harsh, but it reveals his genuine anxiety about the collapse of moral values in society.